welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a book review. During 2023 I have got back into reading. I had like a 3-year break because I was super into reading when I was little, but then my GCSEs came along and I kind of lost touch with books. But now my friend Abbey, as you know, she has her own YouTube channel. I'll link it in the description box below. She got me back into reading because she herself is a massive reader. So thank you, Abbey, for bringing my love for reading back to life. So, in this video, I will be reviewing 7 books that I've read this year. Now, I only have 6 books with me here because my mum is currently reading one of the books. So, to start with, I read One of Us Is Next by Karen M. McManus. This book was so interesting to me as I'd watched the series One of Us Is Lying on Netflix, so I thought I didn't need to read that book as I already knew what happened in the show. If I could go back now, I definitely would read the book, as this book was definitely different to the series. The show on Netflix had 2 seasons, and I don't know whether this one is about the 2nd season because it didn't really link up, so I imagine it was different. And the TV show got cancelled and we got told that they weren't making any more series, so I was desperate, absolutely desperate to buy the books and figure out what happened next. So I read this book and I rate it a 8 out of 10. It's very intriguing. I like how there's like a dual narrative, so it swaps characters so you can see their point of view. I also like how the pages are coloured at the end. I thought that was really eye-catching, and the cover is definitely intriguing as it's got the shiny lettering which matches the colour of the pages. So overall I give this book an 8 out of 10. The next book that I read this year was Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. My friend gave me this to read. I still have it. This is her book and I'm desperate to give it back to her because I don't want it to seem like I'm stealing it. This is probably my favourite book that I've read all year. I love the storyline, love the characters. I like the front cover. Quite spicy, like I was actually shocked how much detail it went into, but that's Colleen Hoover because as I've read more of her books, I started to realise she likes to put in a bit of spice. So overall, I'd rate this book a 10 out of 10. Has to be my favourite so far. The next book that I read was Verity. I actually love this book. This book is a genre I wouldn't normally read. It's like thriller / horror. I mean, it's not really like scary and gory, but it's spooky. One thing about this book that I actually loved was the first line. I opened the page and as soon as I read the first line, I was like, wow, I am going to enjoy this book. Again, I love the characters. Very spicy book. Like I'd say probably spicier than Ugly Love, just because like the amount of detail it goes into, and the plot twist at the end shook me and my mum. I let mum read this book and oh my god, we were both like So yeah, I really hope that there is a part 2 to this because I really want to find out the truth. So overall, I will rate this book a 9 out of 10. So then I went on to read the It Ends With Us and It Starts With Us series. My mum is currently reading It Starts With Us. I like this book a lot. It's like a classical romance sort of book that kind of plays with your mind because you start to fall in love with one of the characters and then it completely changes. I love the character of Lily. She's so generous, so kind-hearted. I think she's an amazing woman, and Colleen Hoover is probably my favourite writer at the moment. I definitely recommend this book if you are starting out reading again. It's a nice way to like ease you back into reading and then you can start to build on that. Though it wasn't my favourite, like it was a nice read, but it wasn't anything special. I'm probably going to rate this book a 7.5. Same with It Starts With Us. I think it was a lovely story to follow on from It Ends With Us. I liked how everything in Lily's life came together at the end. Again, it's like a nice read to build you up to the bigger book. So yeah, probably same rating, 7.5. Next book that I read was recommended to me by Abbey. She already hates me because she knows the review I'm about to give. Sorry, Abbey. And I know I'm probably going to like upset people with this review, but the book, The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, just wasn't for me. I think it took a while to get going and I was quite bored by the time it started getting like juicy, and even when it was, I don't think it was anything like, oh my god, amazing. I think it's a nice story about Evelyn and like her biography, and when you get like taken through her life, like introduced to her 7 husbands, but I don't think it was for me. So I'm going to rate this book a 3 or 4 out of 10. Sorry, Abbey. This is Abby's like ultimate favourite book, so I'm really sorry, but it's just not for me. Books that I've read recently was I'll Always Be With You by Monica Murphy. I actually love this book. What caught my eye about the front cover was the point shoes. As you know, I've just recently got my own point shoes. I'm a ballet dancer, so this really caught my eye. I didn't actually realise it was part of a series. This is like the fourth or 5th book, I think Abbey said, but you don't have to read them in order. Love the tattoo. If you've read it, you get me. Again, quite spicy, and like some of the words used, I was like, probably not for a starting book, as it's quite thick and it's probably a bit spicy for new beginners. But overall, I thought this book was brilliant. I loved the story and everything about it. So I'm probably going to rate this book a 9 out of 10. So the book I am currently reading is my bookmark's just gone. Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. What attracted me to this book was the ice skating thing about it, because at college I am starting an ice skating enrichment after half term. Ooh, cute, can relate to this book by starting ice skating. I am on page 305, so chapter 35. I don't actually know how many chapters it has, like 51 maybe, I think. I don't know. Anyway, I really like the story. Again, very spicy. I'm picking all the spicy books. I actually really like the storyline between these two, how it's from like a enemies to lovers sort of thing. If you like that vibe, this is definitely a read for you. Yeah, one of the thicker ones, but everyone was raving about this Uber scene, and I was like, when I read it, it wasn't like amazing. After I'd read I'll Always Be You and Ugly Love, I was like, that's nothing compared to that. Yeah, quite spicy, but a really nice read. I'm looking forward to reading the rest of it. I read 20 minutes every night before I go to bed, and whenever I feel like it in the day, whenever I have the time. Probably rate this book so far a 8 or 9 out of 10. And then I'm going to show you the books that I have left to read. I bought 3 more books from the works. They are all by Colleen Hoover because I actually love her work. But other authors that I'll be looking for are Monica Murphy and Hannah Grace. I really think they're talented authors as well. But for now, I'm sticking with Colleen Hoover. If you have any book recommendations from the other authors I just mentioned, please let me know. I don't know if my comments are working. Please drop me a message if you have my Instagram or anything like that. So the book that I'm going to read next is Never Never by Colleen Hoover and Taryn Fisher. So this book is about 2 friends who fall in love with each other, but then their memory gets wiped and they can't remember how they know each other. So it's the story of them building that relationship back up. I'm really excited about this book. It's actually very thick, and I've never read a book from Taryn Fisher before. It'll be interesting to figure out how these authors work together. I really love the cover of this book. I like the purple. I like how it's like black but then a splash of colour, and then the gold lettering. I love it. It really caught my eye. This book is Colleen Hoover, All You're Perfect. So it's about 2 people who find out their partners are cheating. They then get together and get married and things like that, and then later on in their marriage life, the memories come back from their past and it kind of like destroys their marriage. I'm looking forward to this. It seems interesting. And then the next book is November 9th. This is sort of a follow-on from Ugly Love, I think. I think it's got the same characters in. I'm really looking forward to this because my friend who gave me Ugly Love recommended me this book and she said it was brilliant. I assume it's like a follow-on, I'm not really sure, but it does have different characters. But I do think that the characters of Ugly Love are mentioned. I'm not quite sure, but I'm really looking forward to this one as I've been recommended it a few times. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. You can also tap the notification bell and select all so you're notified every time I film a video. I'd just like to give a quick shout out to my nieces, Lexi and Isobel. I only just found out I had a YouTube channel today, and we've been on FaceTime watching my videos and they absolutely love it. So Auntie Kasey says hi and I love you both. Like I said, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I'll see you in my next one. Bye!